Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a profound and frankly incredibly challenging scriptural principle: how we respond to the people who oppose us. It's just human nature to want to fight fire with fire, right? But what if the source text reveals a completely different way to handle things? A way that actually heals rather than harms? Well, that's exactly what we're unpacking today.
So, how do we react when facing deep injustice? Take a second to really think about that. Reflect on your own natural, knee-jerk reactions. We've all experienced that sharp sting of unfair treatment at some point. The pain, the absolute indignity of it, it can be totally overwhelming. Our visceral reaction to mistreatment is usually defensiveness or just pure anger. It is a universal human experience to want to strike back when we're wronged. But what happens when we choose to step back instead? Let's see how this builds.
Part 1. Love for your enemies. Let's look at a foundational scriptural principle that radically counters every single natural human instinct we just talked about.
Okay, let's dive into this. Matthew 5:44 commands, "Continue to love your enemies and to pray for those who persecute you." Now, what's really fascinating about this verse is the precise wording. It doesn't just tell us to merely tolerate our enemies or, turn a blind eye to them. It explicitly says to love them. And notice that word, continue. Actually, that's the key right there. This isn't just a one-time passive suggestion. It's a highly active, ongoing command. We're asked to actively pray for the very people who are causing us pain and persecution.
Part 2, the ultimate example. Because to understand how this is even possible to achieve in real life, the source text points us directly to Jesus Christ. We can literally only begin to imagine the intense physical and emotional pain, the extreme indignity, and the sheer injustice that Jesus endured. Naturally, you'd expect a reaction of cursing, anger, maybe deep bitterness. Honestly, that's what any observer would expect from someone being unjustly executed. But instead of cursing the soldiers who nailed him to the stake, Jesus chose an entirely different path. He chose prayer and forgiveness, actively living out the exact principle he taught to everyone else. And this brilliantly illustrates that incredible choice. It's captured perfectly in Luke 23:34. "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Just pause for a second and let the immense weight of those words sink in. While experiencing unimaginable agony on the stake, he is actively pleading for his executioners. Rather than holding on to bitterness or condemning them, he extends this profound, almost unbelievable level of mercy.
Part 3. Healing through prayer. So what does this all mean for us today? Well, while Jesus' example is the ultimate standard, this principle also holds deep practical, emotional, and spiritual benefits for our own well-being right now. When we pray for the people who mistreat us, it actually lessens our feelings of resentment. It actively reduces our anger. And, perhaps most powerfully of all, it can even change the way we view the people who offend us. It's like a powerful emotional release valve, systematically breaking down those walls of resentment and freeing us from being totally consumed by destructive emotions.
Which brings us to Part 4, Inheriting a Blessing.
Look, we are living in a world where unfairness happens every single day, and there's really no telling what injustices we might still face. So the crucial point is this: whatever comes our way before this system ends, we can never, ever stop praying to Jehovah for help. Facing the unknown requires a constant, steady reliance on that prayer. We absolutely must continuously apply these Bible principles and really strive to imitate the way Jesus responded to mistreatment, no matter what indignities we encounter.
And what's the ultimate result of all this effort? Well, 1 Peter 3:8-9 promises that it leads to inheriting a blessing from Jehovah. If we imitate Jesus, if we diligently apply these principles, and if we maintain our reliance on prayer, we can be absolutely sure of this outcome. It is a rock-solid guarantee that our faithful endurance and our choice to respond to hatred with love will ultimately lead to a profound spiritual reward. So I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you face deep injustice, will you let the flames of anger consume you, or will you choose the radical healing path of love and prayer? Thank you so much for joining me to unpack these deep and powerful concepts today. I really hope this breakdown has given you a clear, structured perspective on how to handle opposition using these scriptural principles. For more information, please visit jw.org. And if you found this explainer helpful, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon for notifications so you never miss an update. See you next time.